We're here with Jemma Reekie. Jemma, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're just back from your first Olympics. It's been an eventful trip, and I think all of Scotland probably went through the emotional roller coaster with you. You had a fantastic progression through all of the heats to the final. Ran a brilliant race in the final and a PB, but you were just pipped for those medal positions that I know you really wanted. You've had a week to reflect and look back now. How are you feeling looking back on the whole experience?
Yeah, I loved my experience of Tokyo, and I really enjoyed the holding camp and I enjoyed the village, and I was really pleased with my races going through the rounds. And it's my first global 800 metre championship racing, so to be going through the rounds, I felt so confident and relaxed going through them. I was really pleased with how I done well in that. And then the final, looking back on it, I can't be too hard on myself. I'm still hard on myself a week later, and I really wanted to be up there. But I guess when I think about it, fourth at the Olympics it's still really good. It wasn't a disaster.
And I think it was very noticeable that even as soon as the race was over, in the early interviews that you were giving, you obviously were quite determined to be looking ahead. You said, well, Paris isn't too far away, looking to the next Olympics. Is that something that you try and keep, that attitude that you have to keep looking to the next thing? Is that something Andy instills in you, to have that positive outlook?
Yeah, I mean, straight after my race, Andy was amazing. I seen him pretty quickly after, and he said, well done, look how far you've came. And he was so positive, and it helps so much having somebody so positive. And Paris isn't far away, and I've got a big year next year with all the championships going on. And I think it just made me so excited for what's ahead. And even when people weren't in the team weren't doing as well as they wanted to, whenever I'd see them, I'd be like, Paris isn't too far away. Paris isn't too far away. And yeah, it's not too far away. And I know that hopefully it'll be the championships for me.
And of course, you also had the opportunity, I think, after you came back, to see Laura race and win her first Olympic medal after a long time of waiting. Has that also had a bearing on how you feel about your own final? Seeing someone that she's had to work for a long time to get that medal, does that give you some sort of context as well?
Yeah, I mean, Laura's been working so hard for so long, and I was so emotional watching her because I see her we see each other's highs and we see each other's lows, and we've seen each other at the worst and at the best, and it's just I literally said to her, it's made my Olympics, her getting a medal, it just was amazing. And you feel like you've been part of her journey as well, and I've seen how hard she's worked for it, and her and Andy, I was just so happy for them.
That's lovely. And I'm sure you saw her after your own race. What did she say to you to sort of help you bounce back?
Yeah, I mean, Laura was upset for me as well. I think it showed how much we care for each other and we want each other to do well. And she must have had an emotional roller coaster of a week, because she was even feeling my upset, but she was still to race. And yeah, Laura is amazing with me. I mean, she's been through it all. I've watched her when I think she should be up there in the medals, and she's came short of it, and when she deserved to be. And I guess she was able to relate to me and know that I've been working really hard and I'm in really good shape, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. But it's always amazing to have Laura and her support, because I feel we're a wee team, we're right, okay, next one.
Brilliant. And just, you mentioned earlier the sort of wider games experience. It was obviously an Olympic Games like no other, but it was your first Olympic Games. Did it feel strange? Was it still noticeably a really big, important, special event being there with Team GB, even though perhaps you didn't have your friends and family, there was no supporters in the stadium?
Yeah, I think it was still really good. I don't have much to compare it to, so but it still felt like the Olympic Games. And Team GB were amazing at making it special for us, and all the staff and all the Japanese were they were so lovely, and they made it feel so special. Yeah, it was really good.
Lovely. And I know when we've spoken before, actually, you've said that from the very first days that you kind of discovered running and how much you loved it when you were maybe 10 years old, you said, I want to go to the Olympics. What do you think young Jemma, 10-year-old Jemma, would say if she could see you now?
Yeah, I think I'd be very, very, very happy to even have just qualified for the Olympics. But then to go out there and I standing on the start line and like being confident in myself that I could be right up there. I think when I look back, I probably wouldn't have dreamt of. It's only been the past few years I've been like, I want to get a medal. But yeah, before that, when I was just a kid, I just wanted to be at the Olympics. So yeah, I just hope like other kids will see and hopefully relate to me that like it is possible.
Wonderful. And I know you've still got a few races left this season. And in fact, I think on the 21st of August, you're at the Diamond League in Eugene.
Yeah.
And on the start line with you are Athing Keely Hodgkinson and Raven Rogers, who are the three people who came ahead of you in that 800-metre Olympic final. Is that going to affect your attitude on the start line? Are there some scores to settle?
I think definitely I want to go out there and I want to do well. It's a Nike meet, and being a Nike athlete, you want to go out and perform, and I stand on every start line and I try and win, so I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm so excited to go out there and hopefully I can perform the way I know I can.
Right, and you mentioned also looking ahead till next year. It's a really busy season, the Europeans, the Worlds and the Commonwealth. I think there's a lot of people who'll be excited to see you in a Scotland vest in Birmingham. Yeah. Is that something that you're keen to prioritise?
Definitely, I really would love to be at Commonwealths and to be representing Scotland. Is something that you don't get to do that often, and yeah, I really hope that I can hopefully do all the championships.
It's some schedule, but with a little bit of travel and a little bit of concerted rest, it looks like it could be possible. So I'm sure we'd be thrilled to see you. A lot of people would be glad to see you in Birmingham in that Scotland kit.
Yeah.
And just talking of competition, and you talked about yourself as a younger runner a little earlier. We are very close now to the closing date for the entries to the Scottish Athletics Age Group Championships, which obviously is somewhere that you've run. What are your memories of competition when you were younger and what it meant to you as a developing athlete?
Yeah, the Scottish Athletics Championships were my Olympics when I was growing up. It was the thing I trained so hard for, and I wanted to do so well at. And yeah, I remember winning my first Scottish Championships, and that's probably an amazing memory that I still look back on. And I can't remember what year it was now, but yeah, I think it was an under-16s championships I won, and I remember winning it, and it felt like I'd won the Olympics at that age. And it's so important. It's taught me championship racing. It's got me doing rounds heats and final, and it's so important. It's just so much fun as well. I love championship racing, and I think it's because I always loved it growing up as well. Doing Scottish Champs was the biggest race of the year, so yeah.
Brilliant. So you'd certainly recommend other young athletes to give it a go and just see how they get on?
Yeah, definitely. I think no matter how you think you'll get on, just go and give it a go, and even change up events, do loads of different things, just try it out and just have fun at it as well.